Peace, family. It is Saturday, February the 5th, 2022, and we are back with another episode of the DOA TVM. So we appreciate everybody tapping in. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be updated on new drops and content. So we definitely want to wish everybody a happy Black History Month for those in the US. And yes, we will be continually celebrating in Europe and other places around the world too. So for Black History Month talk, we're definitely going to get into this one. This week has been quite interesting with Tandy Newton expressing her thoughts on a Sky News interview where she felt the need to apologize to dark-skinned actresses for not representing them. Now, we don't holistically know where this has come from, but it has raised a bit of conversation around the area of colorism, privilege within society and within the industry. So, colorism is a practice of showing preference to those of a lighter skin color. So let's check out some of the stuff that she had to say.
I've wanted so desperately to apologise every day to darker skinned actresses, to say I'm sorry that I'm the one chosen. My mama looks like you.
Yeah, so we got to get back to this. Now, initially, some people took a lot of ire to the initial statement of "I'm the one chosen." Now, we do understand that society functions under guises of bias, and especially when it comes to supremacy and treating people differently based on that. So we just looked at colorism, how people are treated differently based on that, and we do know when it comes to genetics and bloodline, that stuff has a major part to play too. Now, some people, like she said, who's dark skin for instance, they can never be looked at as anything different other than Nubian, Wabian, Black, whatever you want to call them. You ain't gonna look at them as if they're mixed with anything else. So for the most part, other people who seem to be diametrically opposed some way in society just from a genetic makeup and standpoint, I guess they don't see anything for them to correlate with as much as they do with somebody else who's probably got, lighter skin, straighter hair, and things of that nature. So we do know things like that become problematic within society, especially when we see people going to the measures of taking cosmetic routes to even try and look that way. But before I go off on the tangent, let's get back into what Tandy Newton had to say.
My mum looks like you, and it's been very painful to have women that look like my mum feel like I'm not representing them, that I'm taking from them, taking their men, taking their work, taking their truth.
Okay, so we're gonna pause this for a bit. So, we definitely encourage anybody who has any thoughts on the matter to let us know in the comments, weigh in, chime in, let us know how you feel in regards to this situation and what's being expressed. So she made the ire of a lot of people, especially making statements saying, she taking people's men, she taking their truth, and she didn't mean to. She mentioned women who look like her mother. Now, I think the upset now, maybe after, all the years of potentially maybe not saying anything or not standing up, or, I don't think she fought as hard as maybe she's fighting now in terms of getting attention. We see some Twitter users who have blasted her and said she could have denied roles and forced them to hire darker skinned women if that's how she felt. We see another comment that says, does it get more tone deaf, narcissistic, and dismissive than this? And watch how people will sympathize with her, the privileged, light skinned, biracial actress, instead of denouncing how harmful this video is. That was from Jordan Sumbu on Twitter. And they say she could have, not taken those roles, but that's just me. And then somebody else says, sorry, I'm the chosen one. It's such a nasty thing to say, as you can't simply not take the roles. So quite a few different mixed views, thoughts, and reception on it. We put it on our Instagram. Even within our Instagram, we had a variety of commentary. People say the same thing. I'm the chosen one. Shit, that didn't sound good. Bar quick. So yeah, we see the upset. People say the delivery. You play the token black person in these interviews because the producer probably wants you to do something, but not because you're passionate about the topic. Black people are always in campaign mode, but when we play along for whatever reason, we get caught out like this. So that's somebody's thoughts on this. So we definitely want to know you guys' thoughts. Do you feel as though this is something that was warranted, or you feel she just got out of pocket and has been brought into touch for it? So when we get into even just colorism in society and how it functions, we do know there is a lot of privilege. We do know there is a lot of bias. And we do know when it comes to darker skinned peoples of the world, they generally face the most afflictions and issues. They're generally lambasted and ostracized from society. Now, people who were mixed always have a better ability to kind of blend in some aspects. You got guys Shaka Baz, he does a lot of stuff online, and people liking to celebrate him, and he speaks about it to some degree, sometimes even himself, about his own light skin privilege. And it's one thing I find funny and interesting is people who are in that quote unquote position who generally say, "Oh, I've got a light skin privilege. I use it for good, or I use it for this, or I use it for that." So they had taken admittance to the existence of this sort of privilege, or they take an admittance to the existence of this sort of bias and disparity that we see exist. And it's definitely an interesting one because, like I said, the times that we live in, I personally feel as though when it comes to mixing and miscegenation, it's promoted, it's publicized, it's advocated and advertised as the thing to do. I feel as though society would prefer to see more mixing in one aspect than it would to see indigenous black people just procreating with themselves and in a state of, I don't want to say separation, even though everybody else lives kind of separate and segregated in the context that they do. So with this being Black History Month, I feel there's no better time for us to even explore some of these notions, looking at colorism in modern society. And we're going to be getting back more into it, just where it comes to miscegenation, mixing, things like that, positives, negatives, however people see it, just exploring it. So you can check out the DOA TBM podcast on all digital podcast platforms. Obviously, we're powered by Batter Online, so you can always find us on batteronline.com for the latest media, news, updates, reviews, and all that other movie stuff. So, family, do let us know your thoughts in the comments. This is February the 5th, 2022. And for the purpose of YouTube and their workers of iniquity who do lie and say that we aren't producing this content, you can clearly see it is us producing this content, putting this together, and broadcasting for the people. So, family, let us know your thoughts in the comments. We're definitely going to update on this story more as it continues. But for now, we're looking at colorism in modern society, its effects, and Tandy Newton's apology, which has been hit with a myriad of backlash from different people.